Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This video is actually a requested video, and in it I'm going to be showing you some of my favorite high-end products. I try to cover all different price ranges on my channel. I do drugstore videos of favorites and tutorials, and then I do kind of mid-end products, and I do high-end. I really don't discriminate. I am a true cosmetics junkie. I love all of it. I love going to the drugstore and seeing what's new, and I also love going to Neiman Marcus and Saks and online and seeing what's available at the high end. I can't always get all the things I want at the high end, but I do splurge probably more than I actually should. So if you are interested in seeing what some of my favorite higher end products are, then please keep on watching. So before I get started, I just want to clarify what I consider high-end cosmetics. I know some people break it down into just low end, I hate that word, but low end and high end. Low end being anything you find at the drugstore like CVS, Walgreens, Target, and then high end being anything that you can find at Sephora or Macy's or Neiman Marcus, that kind of store. They consider that high end. So just break it into high end and low end. I'm more of a kind of break it into 4 categories where you have low-end drugstore. And I hate saying low-end because it means that it's not, in my mind, it has a connotation that it's not good, but we all know if you watch my videos, I love drugstore makeup. So low-end drugstore, and then mid-end, I consider like your MAC price point, or you know, some of the brands that are Sephora I consider more mid-end, and then high-end I consider like Dior, Chanel, even Lauder and Lancome. And then I have a 4th category, which I consider, or I call luxury brands, which are most of the brands like you find at, you know, Neiman Marcus or Saks, like your Sisley or your La Prairie, Tom Ford, Gucci, those kind of brands. So what I'm going to show you today is mostly what, again, in my category of high end. I do have maybe one luxury item. I do have a Tom Ford item I want to show you, but anyway, without further ado, I just wanted to make that clarification, and let's get started. So my first favorite is this dry texturizing spray from Oribe. Now I know some people pronounce it differently, but just to let you all know, I used to work in a store that carried the whole line of products pretty much around the time that it first launched, and a trainer came in and told us that it is in fact pronounced Oribe. So hopefully that helps somebody who was confused on the pronunciation. I know a lot of people will say Oribe or Oribe or something like that. Anyway, not the point. The point is that this is a really, really good product, but I do have kind of a love-hate relationship with it. What I love about it is that it does give great texture. I happen to really like the smell, but what I don't like about it, so it gives texture and volume. What I don't like about it is that it looks great for the night, but then it leaves kind of like a crunchy feel in my hair. So if I want my hair to look amazing for just one night, but then I know I'm gonna have to rewash it the next day, it's not one of those volumizing or texturizing sprays that you can put in and you won't have any crunchiness or anything like that the next day. I mean, this has just been my experience. Every time I've used this, it has left my hair kind of in a state where I can't just put in a dry shampoo the next day. I actually have to rewash my hair. But for the night that I'm actually using this, or day, but I pretty much save it for nighttime, I absolutely love it. It gives amazing texture, volume, and I think it smells great. So next up is this Caviar Repair from Alterna Retexturizing Protein Cream. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you've seen my hair kind of go through every single color from light to super dark and everything in between. And that's very, very damaging to the hair. So I have been trying so many different products to repair my hair, to keep it healthy. And one of those things that has really helped is the entire Caviar Repair line. I've showed that also in other videos, the shampoo, the conditioner, the mask. And this is a product line that my hairstylist recommended. So this is the protein cream for damage-free hair. So I know a lot of you have heard, just what I've heard, that too much protein can actually have the opposite effect in your hair. It can make it drier and more brittle, but my hair definitely needs the protein with all the bleaching and coloring it's been through. And I find that I can use this at least once or twice a week before I blow dry. And I've just noticed overall my hair is just getting healthier and healthier. And I really attribute it to using this and basically the whole Alterna Caviar damage repair line. So before we go any further, I want to address why I am using a different camera and why the lighting might look a little off. And I'm also noticing that the products are kind of getting a little glare from the lighting. Well, what's happening is my camera, my Sony a5100, that was such a regretful purchase. No one told me when I purchased it that it has a tendency to overheat, especially when the ring light's behind it. So I have that issue, but then also suddenly, and I've only had the camera about 5 or 6 months, it's just not working. Like the lens, it's saying that the lens isn't attached, even though it is. I've never even changed out the lens on it. So I've been taking off the lens and putting it back on, and then it'll work for a few minutes, and then I'll have to stop the camera, and then when I turn it back on, and once again, it says that the lens isn't attached properly, and it's just a mess. So I thought I would just experiment and try to use my iPhone, and I'm sorry if it's not as good quality as my other videos, but just bear with me until I can figure out my camera situation. I would really, really appreciate it. So getting back on topic, I could not do a favorite high-end video without showing you my products from Charlotte Tilbury, or quite a few products from Charlotte Tilbury. My very first video I ever put on YouTube was a Charlotte Tilbury product review or makeup line review. And at the time I only had maybe 4 or 5 of her items from her line, and now I've accumulated so much more. Not everything is great. I don't love everything. I didn't love her magic foundation. There are other things that I'm just not that impressed with. But one of the first things I ever purchased was the Filmstar Bronze and Glow. I actually mentioned it in that very first video from a long, long time ago. And before you guys say anything like, ew, how can you have a product that long? Powder products are pretty indestructible. I mean, I don't think you want to keep a powder product for 10 years, but powder products don't really tend to go bad, especially if you're not sharing them with anybody, you're just using them on yourself. So this is the Filmstar Bronze and Glow. This is the original. I believe now she has a darker version, because a lot of people, their complaint when this first came out was that it didn't suit a lot of skin tones. If you were darker than maybe say someone like me, who's like an NC 2530, there wasn't really, in MAC, there wasn't, it really wouldn't work for you. It wasn't dark enough. So now she does have a darker version. This is a contour powder and a highlighter. Now the contour powder is great. If you are looking for a natural contour, you don't want anything that's too red or too brown, too muddy, this is amazing. And then the highlighter, if you're someone who wants a subtle glow, if you're not somebody who wants glitter, you're not somebody who wants an intense highlight, this is great. It's a great daytime contour highlight product. And nighttime you can just pile on more highlighter if you wanted to. I actually love this and thinks it was worth the price, especially since I've had it for like 2 years and I still reach for it very, very often. So I'm going to stick with Charlotte Tilbury for a minute here and show you my Cheek to Chic blushes. I love these. They are so pretty and smooth, and yes, while they're pricey, you are kind of getting 2 colors in one, because you get that outer color and then you get the center color. And this is called a Swish and Pop Blush, because what Charlotte's technique is to take the brush, swish on the outer side, on the outer ring, and then pop in the center, and then pop it on your cheeks. So you do a swish and a pop and apply. This is First Love, so it's actually a light pink. So if I'm doing like a smoky eye, like a real dramatic eye, and I just want a soft flush of color, this is what I'll reach for. And again, the texture is so smooth and comfortable and just silky and very, very long wearing. The other color I have is Ecstacy. And this is a little bit of a deeper pink, a deeper peachy pink. And this again is another no fail blush. You really can't go wrong no matter what your skin tone is with this color. I definitely want to get more of her blushes. There's like a bright pink one that I'd like to get. They're just so beautiful. And as I said, I think you get a really nice amount for the price. And then finally, of my Charlotte Tilbury items, I have to show you my Dolce Vita eyeshadow quad. This quad is, once again, a no-fail product. That's why I put it in my favorites, because of all the eyeshadow quads and palettes I have, if I don't know what to do on my eyes, if I'm going out for a date night or a party or something and I don't really know, I'm uninspired, I don't know what to do on my eyes, I can just grab this palette. There we go. That's some good lighting there. And you can see it's just great neutrals, and then this pop of like a coppery color, and you have to use your finger to apply this. You just pat it on the lid. It gives such a gorgeous sheen or glow to the lid without being over the top. It's just, again, a beautiful no-fail palette, and Charlotte has tutorials. There's so many tutorials online on how to use it, but really it's just, she shows you all over color, then a crease, and then like she uses this often as a liner, and then the pop of color. So easy to use, easy to travel with, and great color combo. So up next is this Chanel foundation. I actually have a full review of this on my channel. The other favorite high-end foundation that I currently have is the Lemare Longwear that I also did a review of. But the reason why I didn't put that one in this video is because it's so expensive and it's not something that I think I would repurchase or is necessarily worth the money. With this video, I'm showing you items that I love, but that I also think are worth the money. And I'm just not sure that any foundation is worth as much money as that one is. So this one, while it's expensive, is pretty much half the price of the Lemare, and it is really, really good. I did have a friend who actually told me this weekend that she bought this and she didn't like it because she just felt like it went on splotchy without a primer. And I asked her if she was using a beauty blender, and she said no. And she'd just been using her fingers. And I told her, I said, try it again with a beauty blender, because I don't really ever use a primer with it, and I get a beautiful application, a beautiful finish with it. It's long wearing. I have oily skin, in case you're new to my videos. I do have oily skin, mature skin, and I think it's a beautiful foundation. I can't attest to whether someone with a really dry or more flaky skin would like it. She's actually my friend who said that she didn't like the finish of it, but she said she loved the finish of it when she did use a primer. So anyway, I think that if you are looking for a good long wearing foundation, this is called the Ultra Wear Flawless. First, you can watch my entire review that I can link somewhere for you. And the color range, while I said even in that video it could be a little bit better, I've grown to adapt to the fact that this is not as yellow of a foundation that I typically wear, but I'm still really loving it. Okay, so next up I have some lipsticks I want to show you. These are probably my two favorite high-end lipsticks, the ones I reach for the most. So the first one I want to show you is from Tom Ford, and the shade is called So Vain, and I actually have it on right now. It is a beautiful kind of like mauve with some gold flecks in it. It's hard to see here on the swatch, but it just feels so hydrating and comfortable on the lips, and I find it to be such a flattering color and just something different from all of my nudes that I love to wear. And you know, sometimes you don't want to wear a nude and sometimes you don't want to wear a bright lip. So this is just really, really beautiful color, and I found it to be unique. It's not often you go to a makeup counter and you find something that's a really unique shade, but I thought that this was, and I happen to have an Neiman Marcus gift card, so I splurged on this, and I actually have a couple other Tom Ford lipsticks, but this is my favorite. And the packaging is beautiful, it's sturdy, it's glam. I love it. And then my other favorite is this YSL Rouge Volupte in shade 1. So if I am in the mood for that nude pink lip that I wear so often, there's this color right here. It looks a little bit more rosy on this camera, but on my lips, it pulls definitely more of a nude pink, but not that fleshy nude pink, because I've mentioned before, I cannot pull that off like Mac Myth, and it just washes me out, and I don't like it, and other people don't like it on me, I've been told. So I really love this color. This formula is not very long wearing. It's not the worst I've ever tried. It's not like just wearing a gloss that disappears in a couple seconds. Not seconds, but 15 minutes sometimes the gloss can be gone. This lasts me, a couple hours, I would say. It won't last through a Caesar salad or anything, but just, the packaging is beautiful. I find them to be hydrating and just really beautiful on the lips, because you don't need a gloss on top. You can wear this with a lip liner or without a lip liner, and you don't need gloss, you don't need anything extra. So especially for those of us who are more mature and we like the look of a matte lip, but sometimes it can age us, but we don't want to wear gloss either because they're sticky. This is a great kind of compromise, this formula, this Rouge Volupte formula. It's very, very beautiful, and I highly recommend this color. So next up is this Marc Jacobs highlighter. It is called the Glow Stick, and the shade is Spotlight. And it looks like a little mini deodorant. I've actually showed this product in some of my other videos. And I apply it just with my finger. I take it and I put it on top of my cheekbones and through here and a little bit here. And it's such a beautiful, subtle glow. It can be layered with something else if you want a little bit extra. But if you're someone who is more mature, who wants to try a highlighter or wants to use a highlighter, but wants just a pretty youthful glow versus a sparkly glow, this is definitely one of my favorites, and I'm really, really happy I purchased this, and I use it all the time. So finally, I wanted to show you guys some of my favorite brushes, one of my favorite brush brands. I know you're probably just so tired of hearing about Morphe and Sigma. I mean, because every YouTuber pretty much uses it. And then now Smith Brush or Crown Brush. You're so familiar with those, but I'm not sure you've ever heard of this brand. It's called Say Me Beauty, and I've used them in a lot of my tutorials. I purchased mine at Namie's Beauty Center in Los Angeles, but you can also purchase them online. They have got to be the softest. I wish there was like feel-o-vision so you could feel how amazing these brushes are. And I know quite a few of you have told me that you've purchased them after seeing me use them and you love them as well. They're a little bit more expensive. I mean, they're a lot more expensive than, say, Morphe, but I think they're totally worth it if you want to splurge on some good brushes. And I'm not affiliated with them in any way. I have no promo code for you, unfortunately. I have, again, no affiliation whatsoever. I just, as a makeup artist and someone who uses a lot of tools, I think that these are amazing. And this one is my very, very favorite. It's the Say Me 2.5. If you have small eyes like me, hooded eyes like me, not a lot of space to work with, you have to get this brush. It is amazing and so, so soft. And then this one I use for blush, and it's just, oh, it's amazing. I want to get the powder brush. I want to get a whole set from this brand because it's so good. So there you have it. Those are my favorite high-end beauty products. They are items that I reach for over and over that I think are definitely worth the money and that I will continue to repurchase when I run out of them. So if you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and follow me on my other social media. I have Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook. All of that is Risa Does Makeup. And keep the requests for videos coming. I mean, as I said, I think I said in the beginning, this was a requested video. And I thought, you know, some videos are harder to do than others or harder to prepare for, but something like this, when I saw the request, I thought, heck yeah, why haven't I done that before? Such a good idea. So again, keep those requests coming, and I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.